Hey Vince.
How is fabulous far north Queensland treating it? It's a pretty good part of the world at this time of year.
Yeah, it's a good part of the world. We're limited in what we can do, obviously, but it is a good part of the world. So I've only been up here a couple of days. Obviously, went from Perth to Adelaide to now Cairns. So we've turned up here, and hotel's fantastic, and we're just starting to walk around and get our bearings. So we're here for a couple of weeks, which is terrific. We're really looking forward to it.
Obviously, it's a difficult season for everyone. No one would like to be in a hub in ordinary times, but you've spoken a couple of times before about, I guess, how it's possibly beneficial for your young squad in some ways to be spending so much time together on the road in clinches, getting to know each other. I know that development's been an issue in terms of your settings games and the work you can do with players and that sort of thing, but from that aspect, do you think that some aspects of the squad's development has been accelerated by the circumstances?
Yeah, you sort of look at when we went from Brisbane to Perth to Adelaide to Cairns, so we've been around the country and had a good look around, even though we can't get out much. But the challenge of that provides the opportunities, and that's very much with a young group. Getting to, you're travelling together, you're living together the whole time. So we're very conscious of making sure there's enough downtime for people to enjoy themselves, as well as the teaching football side, and so that allows the players to switch on when we're talking about football and learn and just casual conversations with a lot of the younger players that you get a lot more time with, but also just sort of relaxing and enjoying their company and talking about non-football things. So you're not sure, but the gut feel is that for the medium to longer term, that hopefully it's beneficial for our young players to get together and travel around the country and make the most of what is no doubt a challenging experience, but also quite a unique experience.
Happy to handle with someone else now.
Jump in. John, looking at these last couple of weeks of the season, what's the biggest priority for you? What do you want to get out of it more than anything else?
We're just looking at making up that gap, I guess, between where the top teams in the competition are currently at and where we need to get to, because we've over the next 4 weeks we play teams that are all in the top 8 and 3 of the teams I think in the top 4. So last week obviously played the team on top of the ladder. So you're very fortunate to be able to, when you play the best teams in the competition, look at those gaps and those areas that you need to improve, because they highlight them. And we came out of last week's game against Port Adelaide, one of the form team in the competition, sitting on top of the ladder. Looked at what we needed to improve upon. Hopefully learn those lessons, and that'll be the same for the next 4 games. Is even though we're doing that in 20 days, we'll be learning the lessons and understanding the areas we need to improve upon, and hopefully putting that into practice for today, in the present, but also for the future, and that's what we're trying to do. Whether that's the way the game's played, the pointy end about playing players in different positions and seeing how they go at it. There's a number of things we can get out of the season.
You mentioned, like possibly playing players in different positions. Is it a chance to kind of look at guys and test them in different ways, or maybe get a look at other guys who sort of try to put them out of their comfort zone in different spots, I suppose?
Yeah, we've done that a lot this year. We've played players in various positions and to try and get some more flexibility to our team, and also to teach them a bit. We've done that with Will Hayward. We've done it with Jordan Dawson, Tommy McCartan on the weekend. Aaliyah. We've done it with a various number of players to be able to play them in different positions and see how they go, teach them different things, and then hopefully they can improve not only in the short term but the medium to longer term as well.
I'll jump in here. My name's Jordan. I'm up at the Cairns Post newspaper, John. I know you've only been here, a couple of hours, 24 hours, but what's your early impressions of everything in Cairns? The team had a light run today, obviously Watson's open and ahead of training tomorrow for Kazali's, but what's your early impressions of everything up our way up in Cairns?
We're really pleased to be here, Jordan. It's a great opportunity for us to be up here and have a look around. A lot of our guys haven't been to Cairns. In fact, probably the majority of the list. So For many, it's the first time up this far north, and to be able to have a look around, even though we are still limited in what we can do, to go to the training venues, to play here at the stadium, to get a feel for what the local community can provide and what a great spot it can be is a good opportunity for our players. And so far, as you mentioned, we've only been here for a short period of time, but it looks terrific at the moment. The hospitality of everyone's been great.
Just obviously you're at the Pullman in town here. Just speaking with Brad Cooper yesterday, who's a friend of yours from early days as a kid, he mentioned that there was a bit of conversations behind the scenes with yourself and Charlie Gardner about potentially getting to Port Douglas for a bit of time. Can you give us any background on that? Obviously, you're going to be staying in town now as you are, but he said there was a lot of conversations about potentially getting to Port Douglas because helping out the economy up there because it's such a struggling town in terms of tourism. And he said there was a lot of conversations behind the scenes between you guys and Sydney and the local club about potentially helping out in some regard. I mean, do you have a sort of view on how it all played out behind the scenes?
Yeah, obviously I've known Brad for a long time. We come from the same area down in sort of country New South Wales on the border there with Victoria. So we were just in a very early conversation about the requirements and the opportunities for local communities and how clubs like the Swans and other clubs in the AFL can help out as many local communities as we can during this period. We understand it's really tough for a lot of local communities, and for us to be in that community and hopefully help for the jobs, people at the hotel, people at the grounds, anything that we can do to help the local economies, we think that's a real positive. The conversation didn't get far regarding Port Douglas because of the AFL's obviously done a power of work and had already done a lot of the organising in regards to where we were staying. So that wasn't up to us, that's up to the AFL's decisions to be able to do that. But you know, whether it's any of the communities up north here, we'd like to be able to do what we can to help people maintain their jobs or get jobs. It's footy's important, we understand that, we're here to play footy, but if we can help the local communities as much as we can, we think that's just as important to be able to do that, and hopefully some people get some joy watching AFL players run around, as well as hopefully provide a few local jobs for the locals.
And John, I understand training tomorrow Arvo to sort of replicate that game time committee and sort of feel, I guess that's just taking any advantage you can get heading into Thursday's game?
Yeah, we just want to have a look at the conditions at night, even though it won't be quite at game time. We want to see how the conditions are at night time. We understand it's going to be a little bit different than what we've been used to. So, you know, we want to just use that opportunity to have a run under the lights and have a kick and see what it's like. So we're really looking forward to that. The surface is magnificent, so we're looking forward to having a run on the ground.
Any other questions from anyone?
I'm not cool.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I was just going to figure it's worth a shot asking you, John. Were you pleased to see Joe Danaher make a strong return to AFL the other day?
I was very happy for him. Good on him. I didn't see any of the game because we were flying, so we don't often see all the games because we're doing a lot of travelling. But any player that's been out for a long time, great to see him back playing.
This one might be stretching the friendship a little bit too far, but have you had any more thoughts about whether we might see a bit red and white?
Oh, Vince, we haven't caught up face to face for quite a while, but whether I'm in Cairns or in Sydney, the answer's going to be the same, mate. You know that. We generally don't like to comment too much about players from other clubs, and we'll leave it at that.
Just thought the FNQ humidity might bring out a good sound.
No, things haven't changed that much.
John, you've named Kaden Brand in the side for this week. He made a full recovery from his injury?
No, we haven't named it. I'm not sure where that was named. Maybe I've missed something.
Must have misread.
No, he's coming back from injury. We haven't named the team yet, so he's up here training. He got back and has played the last 2 games in our reserves. Played a bit more game time last week. Obviously, missed a lot of football with injury, so we haven't named the teams just yet.
Do you expect that he will play though?
We haven't named the teams just yet. We'll wait and see. He's just coming back from injury. He's only just played last week, even 40 minutes. So it'd be unlikely that Kaden would play just yet. He just needs to get a bit more game time under his belt.
just to follow up on Vincent's, like in terms of list management, how kind of fixed are you in your ideas? Is this kind of the next couple of games a chance for guys to change your opinion, kind of good or bad, or is it sort of, you know, you've already got a fairly decent idea?
Oh, we think it's a great opportunity for players. We look at it for players in the club, a great opportunity to play, as I mentioned, 4 of the better teams in the competition, 4 top 8 teams over the next 3 weeks, and that's a great opportunity to test yourself as a player and us as a team, and see how we go. And I'm sure there's plenty of players that are looking forward to that opportunity as well. And we're not closed-minded in anything in regards to the list. Kinnear Beatson obviously works very hard behind the scenes and looking at that. But as far as an opportunity, we see that, and to be able to grab the opportunities that are provided over the next 3 weeks is significant. And we don't close our minds to anything really.
What about Tom Padley? There's been a bit of speculation throughout the year. Is it something you've talked about with him, or have you sort of said, oh, let's talk about it at season's end, or where did it kind of sit?
No, there's no talk about it internally. It's externally, and that sort of doesn't really impact what we do on a week-to-week basis. So it's not something we discuss.